I can explain something over and over and over again, but there's nothing like seeing it. For years I've been talking about true yams. Yams, not sweet potatoes. I'm talking about Dioscorea species. These are a root crop that people in the United States are generally not that familiar with, and they are my go-to survival crop for zones 8, 9, 10, and warmer. They are so easy to grow, so productive, and they give you so many calories that I cannot fathom why they are not planted everywhere. I think it's just a lack of knowledge. So today, instead of taking you out to my garden, I'm going to take you to a friend's garden. Now, I gave my friend Kate some yams this spring. I gave her some pieces that were about this big, and I said, go ahead and plant them in your garden, and then you can dig them up in the fall. Well, today, I got some video clips from her digging up the resulting yam. This is a yam that grew with very little work, just a bit of trellis, and, well, you're just gonna have to see it.
Here, maybe I could hold it.
I don't know what that means.
Over here, and y'all too. All of y'all three. What? Is that like one potato? Yeah. What is that?
Holy cow.
I saw something crawling on it.
I know, I need drugs.
No. You. It's all one potato. Uh-oh, you broke it, Mama. Oh, it's alright. It's alright.
Alright, I gotta cut that off.
Jeez, Mama. Here, is that a whole potato? I'm gonna cut it.
That is a big root. Right there, that's probably something like 10,000 calories. And she didn't even have to dig it. That yam could stay in the ground and be dug at any point up till about May, when it would wake up and start putting on vines again, and then the root deteriorates. You have this period from November through December, January, February, March, and into April, maybe to the very beginning of May, that you can dig yams. And if you don't dig them, the yam will be digested, the vines will grow out of that yam, and it'll be even more vigorous in the second year, the third year, the fourth year, and it will rebuild an even bigger root over the course of that summer and into the fall, and then it goes into dormancy again, and you can dig it. So it is a perennial root crop that you can dig up out of your yard. It's like having a survival pantry in your ground, and they taste like potatoes. As a matter of fact, they've been called potatoes by people that don't know what they actually are. This is sort of a weird potato. I wrote about a woman named Helen Parkey who back in the 1970s was growing true yams in her yard in the Tampa area, and I got a photo of her off of eBay. It was from a news article about the weird potatoes she was growing in her yard. Now, these aren't even related to potatoes, but if you like to use potatoes, you can pretty much use these true yams any way you would use potatoes. You boil them, you mash them, you put them in a stew. And they're easy to grow, even if you've hardly ever grown any crops before in your entire life. And look at how productive it is. Kate can barely lift this thing.
I recorded that. I can't do it. I'm not strong anymore.
If you don't have true yams, there are a lot of different varieties you can grow. If you're further north of Zone 8, you can grow Chinese yam, also known as cinnamon vine. It is not quite as good a tuber as Dioscorea alata. Dioscorea alata is the variety that Kate grew. That's called the greater yam. But there's also Name yam, which grows better a little further south of me. There's Jamaican yellow yam. There is Filipino ube yam. There are all kinds of different yams that are easy to grow, and once you become familiar with them, you may never go back to potatoes again, because they're so easy to grow and productive, and they are a good starchy root that fits into most cooking. If you're worried about an uncertain future, you can just simply plant some pieces of yam or some yam bulbils, which are little aerial roots that grow on the vines of some species, And you can create a patch of them that grows back year after year, and you can dig them when you need the roots. It'll take a lot off of your grocery budget if you can eat yams a couple of times a week. And it's very easy to grow enough yams to do that with. Other than needing a trellis, you really don't have to do much to grow true yams. It's just a matter of learning about them, becoming familiar with a crop that you're not currently familiar with. And once you get some, you can propagate it very easily. I have a lot of videos on this channel about yam propagation and how to process yams and cook yams. I have tons on yams on this channel, so just watch some of my previous videos on yams and you'll see how useful it is. We've got about 5 or 6 different species growing on our homestead, and we enjoy them and use them regularly. They are a big part of our survival gardening. If you want to learn more about survival gardening in Florida, please check out my book, Florida Survival Gardening. It is the go-to guide on food production, no matter what happens, in simple ways using the crops that love the state of Florida. The book is called Florida Survival Gardening, and even though Amazon is claiming that Create Your Own Florida Food Forest is the updated version of that book, it is not. Florida Survival Gardening is a standalone book which has nothing to do with Create Your Own Florida Food Forest, other than both of them are in Florida. It's just a mistake that Amazon made, and it's been going on for some years now, and they haven't fixed it. So check that book out, Florida Survival Gardening, and of course subscribe and like on this channel because my sister Linda said that I should tell you to. So catch y'all next time, and until then, may your thumbs always be green. Whoa, I didn't know it would do that. Crazy.